You're listening to KEXP. We're at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming worldwide at kexp.org. I'm Cheryl Waters, and I am standing in a room right now with some of my favorite people in the world. We've got the wonderful KEXP videographers and the band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Welcome home.
Cheryl.
It's good to be back.
It's so great to have you here, and I actually have to read this off a piece of paper because you released so many records. I can't even keep them straight. You're going to be playing some things from a brand new album out today, Ice, Death, Planets, Lungs, Mushrooms, and Lava.
Correct.
I cannot wait. I did get that right?
You did. Yeah. I don't even know the name of the album.
I know. Can anyone in the band actually name all the records?
No.
I got $100 right here for anyone who can do it.
Well, there you go if it's $100
We'll probably take up the whole session.
Exactly. Well, without further ado, live on KEXP, it's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Take it away.
With a leather princess, can I meet princess? bunch of nice guys.
Couple of nice guys we are.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard live here in the KEXP studios.
A greeting, a portal, auto cremate, immortal. My soul
my gosh. Ice 5, Iron Lung, Magma, all from a brand new album out today. Ice Death, Planets, Lungs, Mushrooms, and Lava from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That was amazing. So great to have you back here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very good to be
Thanks,
here.
Cheryl.
Thank you. Good job, fellas.
Thanks for having us here. This is very fun for us as well.
We appreciate you coming back time and time again. And let's give a shout out to your wonderful crew. This is no small setup, and we were not 1 minute late starting this session.
Yeah, crew.
They
We love
are-
our crew so much. We're very, very lucky to have such amazing people work with us.
They're the real band.
We're not actually playing, they're just doing everything.
Yeah, we're just
We're
couple
miming.
cutouts.
You know, you have surrounded yourself by people that have become like a family to you, and you've just carved your own path in so many ways. And you go counter to traditional record releases. And so far, your label just seems to go along with it. They love you and they trust you. But the choices you've made have made you an iconic band and beloved by your fans. I mean, in 2017, releasing 5 albums, and then now again, you've done it again within 6 years, another 5 albums. And with 2 more records coming out this year, it's just sort of crazy. How much did the long period of lockdown contribute to this being another year where you've got 5 records coming out?
Definitely somewhat. It meant we had more off time, less touring. We spent some just time like thinking, being pensive. Who are we? What are we doing? That sort of thing. We definitely wrote a lot of songs in lockdown, but I'd say for these, for the records that came out this year, they sort of were mostly about us getting back together and kind of represented us being a band in the old-fashioned sense again. Jamming, getting in a room together, making music, feeling each other's energy, improvising, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you had to come up sort of with a different way to approach making music. You had to create little studios in your own homes and do a lot of stuff on your own. I mean,
Yeah.
did that sort of create a new way of making music? Because obviously you were so happy when you can get back in a room and jam together, but did that sort of infuse sort of a new way of doing things moving forward?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it was, you can hear it on those albums that we did do via correspondence, you know, and during the peak of the pandemic. It was good in a sense because it like meant that, you know, Cavs, our drummer, and Ambrose and stuff like who kind of never had done as much production work as say Stu or myself or Cook, kind of were forced to like be autonomous, you know, and like learn how to record themselves. So that's how we were sending stuff to each other, like through emails, just like kind of layering everything on top. And then, yeah, as Stu said, all these albums from this year, primarily a response to how we made that. Like, as you can see, just us playing together was kind of like, in this context, is like what felt really good after such a long time.
And for this record, for Ice Death, the songs we're playing today, they kind of represent like the opposite thing, just wanting to be together and making music together.
You're like best friends. I mean, you do really love each other, and you can just see how much you like hanging out in your free time and as a band. And it must have been hard to be apart for that time. Did you try to have those sort of like Zoom happy hour type of things, or was just creating the music and trading that back and forth enough?
We actually did do quite a few Zooms and FaceTimes and hangs.
Then it gets boring, you know.
Yeah, it gets weird.
But yeah, it was hard not seeing everyone. It was really weird, you know. Obviously the guys, but then all of our friends as well. Like, and you know, it's not a problem that there's a lot of everyone in the world kind of had their own version of that. But it's good to be back.
Well, when you were finally able to get together and get back out on the road, you just went on this massive tour. I think maybe the biggest one you'd ever had yet, kind of making up for lost time. And I was happy to see that you were sort of taking some family out on the road with you so you wouldn't have to be away from them for so long. But you're doing these like marathon sets now, and I'm wondering how you get away with that with HR. We'd never get away with that. And Michael playing those, I mean, he's really pulling the heavy weight there. I don't know how he does it. I wonder sometimes if you're sneaking in a stunt double there.
It's all Mike.
He had to have a banana last night. He needed that much energy.
Mid-banana.
Yeah.
Mid-show banana.
Mid-solo banana, actually.
One banana within 3 hours, I think that's not too much. But how have those been? I mean, how do you kind of get yourself, I know you love to play, and, you know, musicians say, oh, we love to play, we could just do it all day, every day. But, you know, there's something to be said about, you know, hours and hours of playing. Do you have to get in kind of a mindset, or do you lock into some sort of a groove? How does that work?
They're really fun.
Yeah. think like initially when we kind of on paper planned to do these marathon sets, they were a lot more kind of daunting, especially because this tour that we're currently on was booked in 2019 to happen in April 2020. So I think as the pandemic kind of went on, the notion of these huge shows is a bit daunting. But then this year's just been so good in terms of how we're playing like together and like just kind of, I don't know, unbridled, like just... It's easy. I think the format is like actually kind of really conducive to how we're playing together now. So they feel like they go by really quickly, which I think is all you can ask for 3 hours worth of trying to keep someone's attention.
I know they go by quickly for the fans as well. And it's incredible because you don't play the same sets every night. So that's a massive amount of songs you must have to know. I mean, do you spend half your life in rehearsals as well? Or maybe no one cares if you sing the wrong lyric or play the wrong note, although I know the fans notice because they know every word.
Yeah, we do sing a lot of wrong lyrics and play a lot of wrong notes. But
There's no wrong notes, isn't that what they say?
Yeah, it's just jazz.
Microtones.
Microtones. Where I think I'm at peace with that, and that is a kind of like way of making music now. It's definitely a lot more invigorating for us to mix up the sets. We do have to do a sound check every day. Like every day before a show, we really, really have to do a sound check and run 4 or 5 songs, that maybe we haven't played for a while, or are just kind of harder ones that require a little bit more, memory. And we've got a couple of guitars backstage and we're running stuff and that sort of thing.
I think it's just like an antidote to like, just having the same set when you're out on a tour. Like it's great, but then it's like you can kind of just become just kind of really used to it and like kind of disengage sometimes. So it's like, it took a lot of work for us to get all of the catalogue together. But like once we have, it's kind of just like a lot more stimulating to be on tour and play,
There's probably a lot of songs you can't play, though.
It's always
There's
gonna be
stacks.
some.
Yeah, I don't know how many songs we have, but we've been playing like a little over 100. That's kind of like, that's in the rotation at the moment. So it's a fair few to remember.
That's amazing. Well, you've spent most of your lives as, adult lives as touring musicians. I mean, it's something you do. It's your business as much as you enjoy it. And living in Australia, you have to kind of go out for longer periods of time because it's so far to travel. And as you get older, I'm not calling any of you old, but it was wonderful, but you have to think about the longevity of how you do things and how you're going to take care of yourselves, like taking your family out on the tours with you so you're not away from them so long. But do you think about that now, like finding a way to take care of your mental and your physical health and make sure that you can do this for a long time?
Yeah, we definitely do, and it's definitely something that we kind of have to think about now that we're a tiny little bit older.
Yeah. I think like the big tour we did the start of the year was like, which was the longest we'd ever been out. That was just, a response to not being able to tour during the pandemic. So I feel like from now going forward, it'll be fairly, chill, like just under a month or so, which is fine. But yeah, we will try and keep active.
There's some kind of time threshold when you're on tour before you start going mad.
Yeah.
And I think it's like about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you start going mad.
I mean, you got pretty mad last night. 4 shows in.
Yeah.
I find that when I go on holiday, I always tried for years and years, especially when I was younger, to squeeze in as much as I could in the time I would get off from work because, I was paying for the plane ticket and I wanted to get, but I realized I got to a certain point always, and there was nothing sort of gained beyond that. I was sort of ready to go home and I was still having a good time. But, as you do it for many years, you sort of figure out where's that point where...
Yeah.
Totally.
I've had a lot of good times. I can say that, so I'm pretty satisfied. Although it's always worth a nudge.
Many, many more good times ahead. Well, you're still very much a DIY band. I know a lot of you in the band sort of do different things to help keep the band moving forward. And I want to talk about sort of the fifth Beatle for a second. Jace is someone who does get a lot of love, but who has so many responsibilities in this band. Can we give him a little bit of love for a moment?
Is he here somewhere?
Yeah, he'll be hiding somewhere, probably in the toilet now.
Jason!
He's running.
He's running away.
Running away.
Decades of collaboration with him.
Yeah, we
we
couldn't
love
have
Jace.
done it without him.
Yeah.
He's the most deeply humble and but so crazily talented, and does the visuals and then does the albums, does the posters.
He actually can do everything. He's a real Renaissance man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the one who's playing all the instruments too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
On a MIDI controller
In the toilet.
front of house. Yeah.
Well, it's always so wonderful to see you, and I get so excited whenever you play. Actually, I was going to say in town, but in any show you play, because of how much love you've given to KEXP, I always get texts or Instagram messages from people who are at the show for the first time and like thanking us for turning them on to you, and it always makes me so happy. And you know that my phone just starts lighting up, or my social media every time you play a show, and it's just so humbling to be spreading the love all around the world. So thank you so much for all you do and for all you've given to KEXP.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Cheryl, and
Cheryl.
everyone else.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And we can't wait to see you next time. Have fun. And I know you got some great shows coming up, and then heading home, and take care of yourselves. We're going to be seeing Ambrose in the not too distant future, and Cook coming
We'll
back.
be back.
So always welcome here. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ben.
And speaking of our listeners, thank you all so much for supporting great sessions and discovery of bands like this. It's been many years that we've been championing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, but I do remember when they were a brand new band to us, and we were so excited to help our listeners and ourselves.